you mentioned the Tay Bridge disaster. I was also really struck by this photo here, which it says these tickets were collected at St. Fort Station on the 28th of December 1879 by Robert Morris agent, William Friend, ticket collector, and Alex Inglis, porter from the passengers, who lost their lives in the fall of the Tay Bridge. And of course, this is referring to when storms took out the Tay Rail Bridge, with the loss of all these lives. And tickets have been collected. We can see where people got on at, where they were going from Abernethy to Dundee, or Lucas to Dundee, Edinburgh to Dundee. So they kind of got on at different places, sort of heading across. We can see where they've all been clipped as well before going on. And then we have the driver, photo of the train driver. So there's photos being put on it with the tickets, and then the whole thing has been sort of photographed as one in itself. This collage, this I think the idea of taking photos of photos as well, you know, to sort of make a bigger story out of it is really, really quite fascinating. I mean, very poignant too, to take those clipped tickets and say, you know, each of these represents one of the passengers who didn't survive that terrible day.
Yeah, and I think the other three, and what these photographs in the corners are, these are little carte de visite photographs, little visiting card size photographs that were introduced in 1854 to the world. And this was one of the first sort of affordable photographic formats for folks. And so this is when you started to get more and more photographs made of the middle classes especially. And so yes, you have the driver up here, and the right, I think it's a lineman, and two guards at the bottom. So clearly folks employed by the railway, but everybody else represented by those tickets were presumably passengers on the train, and as suggested by the text at the bottom. And so yes, and it's a very interesting and unparalleled object, even in the MacKinnon Collection, in that, yes, as you noted, we've essentially got a photograph of photographs, but more than that, this sort of diamond-shaped design with the ticket stubs, sort of laid out in clearly an aesthetically astute manner there to create an interesting composition. It serves as a memento mori in a way, and something unique to photography. I mean, it's perhaps not unlike the last two images we looked at, the Queen Mary and the Forth Bridge. It's difficult to imagine those images or this image being as effective in any other visual medium but photography. I think the previous two, because of the engineered structure, and especially in the bridge, that detail, and the fact that we're looking at something that was essentially created hand in hand with the Industrial Revolution, right? And then with the construction that you see in that photograph of the memorializing the folks who perished in the Tay Bridge disaster. In a way, it's simultaneously a document and a memento mori, which slips into something a bit more transitory, doesn't it? Yeah. And something that goes far beyond, I think, what we might call a descriptive, right? That we might describe, as we were talking about earlier, as fact, as truth. It has a different function than that, doesn't it? It's meant to engage us on an emotional level. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And yet, this image would not work nearly as well in any other visual medium than a photograph. So it's an interesting intersection of intentions here, and I think quite an effective one.